Hey guys, thank you for tuning in once more with me, your favorite host, Miss D. I have a pretty dope surprise for you guys. That's right. Go to the show notes or also go to my website, which you can find the link on my social media platforms. And we now have a code for you guys to try out. Click that link for your Audible Premium Plus free trial. That's right. You guys can click that link and log into it. Well, basically, you're going to set up your Audible Premium Plus free trial, right? It is a free trial for 30 days. And what you get from this is 1 credit for an Audible book. For some of y'all who are Amazon Prime members, you get 2 credits and you're able to listen to an audiobook of your choice. This is a 30-day free trial, which means you technically have 30 days to listen to your audiobook of your choice. And here's the kicker. You are also able to tune into podcasts now on Amazon. That's right. So you can listen to the show on there too. So go to my show notes or to my website. Again, you can find that in the show notes as well or my social media platforms. And click the link to set up your Audible Premium Plus free trial courtesy of Double Dose of Raw Talk podcast. Now, let's get the show started. Welcome to Double Dose of Raw Talk podcast. I am your host, Miss D. On this weekly show, you will tune in to discussions of different topics about today's society, culture, and adulthood. Of course, there's always juicy conversation with a little bit of love and plenty of sex. And let's not forget the stories of all relationships and the mess with relationships. Join me every week along with my friends and guests to get your dose and keep it raw on everything and anything. And remember, no topic is off limits.
After a few glasses, actually,
it does, right? Okay, see, Rima gets me. All right, let's dive right in. So, welcome back, guys, to another week and another episode on Double Dose of Raw Talk podcast. I am your host, Misty, and you guys are in for yet again another fucking treat because if you listened to last week's episode, it was a whole ass vibe. And then this week's episode is like the second fifth of a whole ass vibe. Yes. So, in case you didn't hear me from the beginning, welcome, Rima, to my show.
Hi. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Yes. Oh, so guys, that was a terrible who. Let me fix that. Woo. Okay, that's a little better. Yeah. All right. So,
yes,
you guys must know by now this voice, and if you don't, you're gonna go to the show notes and you're gonna click the link to her social media pages, and then to listen to Rima talk her shit, you're gonna go to listen to her podcast too, which is the WineDown Crew. Okay.
Yes, the WineDown Crew Pod.
Yes. I'm gonna be honest with you. As raw talk as I am and as bold as I am, I don't know if I could take all 5 together.
Oh my God.
And let me be honest. And there's very few things in life that will intimidate me. But I kudos and my respects to that WineDown Crew.
We are 5 strong personalities, but you are 2.
That's why
I think you would get right in there with us. Like, the whole show would be a fucking vibe.
I love you guys. That's exactly why I love it. I feel the strength from all sides, and that's exactly why I tune in. Like, I don't know if people really understand. Like, I am a strong person, so I like to feel like I'm in a room with strong people. That's exactly how my vibe is. So there is something in general I want to address because we're going to keep it all the way raw. This thing can hit you. The reality check of this could really hit you at any given moment, at any time and place. And I've been very particular about time and a place lately. Like, I feel like fuck time and place in certain situations, but then there's a time and a place in other things.
Yeah, you're like, okay.
All right. And then I just feel like, as I'm an adult now, I do kind of have to take that into consideration sometimes. I've tried to be a better person and continue that path and that journey because who I was back then is not necessarily entirely my best. I'm known to be a little bit of a firecracker.
Same.
And someone told me the other day, they said, you was very cold. Like, you was ice fucking cold with me. Like, when I did something wrong. And I was like, but you did something wrong. Like, what you want me to...
How the fuck else was I supposed to be?
That wasn't my fault. That was your fault.
Warm and fuzzy?
Like, nah, I can't. He's like, I will never forget how you looked at me. What do you want me to do?
Because, bitch, you probably deserved it.
I mean, he totally did. Listen, if by now you're questioning, like, why the fuck I am the way I am with you, and it's not the warmest, question yourself. There you go. That's it. That's my...
Because it's something you did.
Obviously, it has to be. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So
it's never us.
Yes. I want to be able to tackle how this tends to impact us sometimes. Sometimes it is to our benefit. Sometimes it is to our protection. And sometimes it's used against us. And so, in case you haven't noticed, it's definitely about facial expressions, Yeah.
Woo.
Yes. And believe it or not, a lot of people don't think that that's a huge deal, but it is. It really is. It really is.
It is.
And I've been judged plenty of fucking times for it.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
Yes.
All my life.
All the fucking time. So I definitely want to dig into this because there was a recent event that happened that is pretty relevant to this conversation. So anybody who knows this platform, we always start with an icebreaker. This is going to be a small one, a short one, a quick one. And you guys already know on this platform, there is no topic is ever off limits. And disclaimer, it's always very transparency from the host to the guest. And sometimes the guest to the host can definitely always kick it back to me. Okay?
Oh,
Rima's like, I will. Rima's like, I'm gonna ream you a new one. That's what the fuck I'm gonna do. All right, so this is gonna be titled "Have You Evers?" Okay, not like a never have I ever. It's totally have you evers. Okay. So the first one is: have you ever done anything, possibly, maybe illegal, but never got caught?
I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
Because I'm a little bit like of a bitch, and I'm scared of I'm scared of jail. Okay. So
okay.
No.
Okay.
I don't. They don't portray it like Orange Is the New Black, and I don't want to go there. That's not.
Orange is not your color.
Me. I don't think so. Okay. Maybe a little yellow, but not orange.
Not orange. I like the dark orange, the one that leans more into like the red.
So like mustard?
No, well, okay, so I haven't tried mustard yet, but I'm leaning into it.
I think you should.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so if there's ever like a jail that has those type of colors, maybe I'll admit. maybe I'll admit to certain things. But until then.
So you haven't either?
It was not my intent.
Oh shit.
Let me explain. It was not
story time.
It was not my intent, but it turns out. So there was this one time I knew someone who happens to be family, and so with your family, you're like ride or die, right? And so she kind of sort of maybe caught her boyfriend maybe sort of kind of cheating, and so she was like, "Yo, let's go catch him." So I'm like, I can't let you go by yourself, so I have to go with you. So we just so happened to end up at the airport because he was landing from his international trip. And it turns out someone told me that because the only way you could catch someone is if you go into the area where they're coming out.
Yeah.
But I thought when she said, go in there to catch him, I thought she meant I was supposed to go into the doors where they're exiting. Turns out you could get arrested. I didn't know this, and I was trying to get in, but then I was a little hesitant. So then I was trying to do that little slick walk, like I was just looking around. Mind you, I know exactly what the fuck I was doing. There was only 2 set of doors, so I was like, just walking in trying to see. So I'm just like trying to tiptoe, like I'm excited to see who's coming down. It's my family, and I really wasn't. And then I told someone this story, right? Eventually he came out. Not with the other woman. We don't know till this day where the fuck she went, but my cousin had I just found it out. It was my cousin. She had all the proof, right?
Where the fuck was your cousin when you were tiptoeing?
She was trying to go in through the other entrance.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to say which cousin. She was trying to go into the other entrance. This was just to prove a point. Mind you, we have more than enough evidence. I had told the story to someone, and someone was like, you could get arrested, right? Like, if you're going through those doors, what the fuck are you doing? So I was like,
either though. Who thinks about that?
I really didn't. Clearly, I should have, but I didn't. So I say that to say it was not intentional.
Okay.
I sort of kind of maybe was almost doing something totally illegal. Could have gotten arrested. Thankfully, guys.
It was for a good cause, though, I feel like.
You know, the good news is we did not get arrested. The greater news is she is happily married to someone who really loves her today. And I am here.
And that's on period.
That's on period, right. And thank you, Lord. I am still a great single mother now podcasting. I mean, I have a job and a career and the whole. I'm a multifaceted woman. With no.
You sure are.
Yeah, with no like record yet.
Yet.
To be fair, I just want to say yet. So that's my story. I was not intending to say that because it really wasn't my story, but it turns out, I almost got it. I could have done jail time. Yeah. All right. Question number 2. Yo, shout out to my cousin. I'm not going to say her name, but I fucking love you to pieces. Shout out to you. That was a good time, though.
Yes, cousin.
Yeah, that was a good time. I mean, it was. It was pretty fun.
It was fun.
It was pretty fun. Okay. Question number 2. Have you ever had a wardrobe malfunction?
Yeah.
Ooh, time and place.
Honestly, when it comes to my titties, pretty much everywhere. Like, but the one I can think of, I was at an event for Sonny, my friend Sonny's brother, and the shirt was just like, it just kept popping open, and every time I went to go do anything, like just move slightly, like just tit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bruh.
Yeah.
Just fuck it. You're just going to see it now.
Yeah.
Because, oh well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I feel
but
you.
that's one particular time, but pretty much anytime I try to wear a shirt with any possible cleave out, there's something there.
Do you find it that you even intend to do it half the time, or it's just like it just fucking happens?
No. It just happens.
They have a mind of their own, don't they?
They do. They be like, sis, I want to breathe. Like, let me out.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of tight in here.
Yeah, they don't even care.
No.
I'm out. Like, I'm in public. Like, just relax.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, I want to come out right now.
Now.
In this moment.
Today.
In front of all these people.
Here's a question.
I'm like, okay, great.
And I just thought about this because I thought about it today. I went out shopping and, I realized my titties were there. And, it's a problem I have. Listen, the double dose part did not come out from nowhere. Okay, there's a reason for it. Okay, there's a reason for it. And when it be cold outside, like I be wearing certain bras to make sure that you don't see my nipples all hard.
Yeah.
But do you have that issue? Like even when it be cold outside?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. And I don't know what else to fucking do to it. Like,
I don't know if like pasties work. I don't like putting a lot of shit on my boobs.
Right.
So sometimes I just let it rock out. But I'm like, I don't want to make people feel uncomfortable. But then it's like, fuck it. Like, what am I supposed to do? They're a titty.
Honestly.
Like, it's a nipple.
I knew someone a long, long time ago. I'm not sure if she listens to my show, but her and I, we go way back, like junior high school back. And we still connected on social media. She's still dope as fuck. And we went on this cruise party back in the day, like in junior high. They used to throw these like cruise line parties for us here in New York City.
Yeah.
And we used to sell like the box of chocolates. And if you sold a certain amount, you could go for free. Otherwise, you had to pay like a certain amount. So it was like our end of year celebration. And there was this one time, we were fucking we had no business dancing on this fucking ship, like the circle line shit, on each other like we used to, right? Because, we was like the guys against the wall and we was all the way fucked up, bend the fuck over. We had no business doing this. So I remember her, shout out to her if she does listen to this. She's going to remember the story because it's her story. I will never forget. She turned around dancing, and there was this guy who was very popular amongst all of us, all the ladies. He was such a cutie patootie, and I'm still friends with him also on social media. And,
okay, cutie.
Yeah, and her nipple just poked his eye. And it's because she had big boobs. We were busty young girls. Like some of us at the young age of 12 and 13, we were very fucking busty. But her nipple was like, boop, and it just poked him in the eye. It was the funniest shit ever. Everybody talked about that shit for the entire fucking next year, which was fucking hilarious as fuck. But some of these nipples be hazardous. I'm telling you. It be fucking cold as shit outside, and it be fucking hazardous as fuck.
Yo, it's just like stare you in the face.
Listen.
Like a laser.
Have respect for us, okay? We deal with a lot.
And these bras are fucking expensive, and they need to help with the coverage.
I can't deal.
If you're gonna be that fucking expensive,
I can't
seriously.
deal. I'm not even gonna lie. I used to be a Victoria's Secret fan all the way, but then I had to test out other companies or the brands because I can't do this no more. This is too fucking expensive. Y'all don't understand, okay? These fucking bras be starting at $60 fucking dollars.
It's unfair.
So unfair. You can't find them on no semi-annual sale. You can't go to the store to buy, and I've tried. I'm one of those bitches that stands there and is looking through all the fucking sections. I can't find them at all.
It takes me hours to find a bra.
Just one. Just fucking one. Just one. I can't. No, y'all don't understand the trouble we go through. Some of y'all just love to fucking touch them, suck on them, or just look at them. Y'all don't understand.
Yeah, but are you funding
none
where they sit on the daily?
None. Not one fucking bra. If anybody wants to give me a good fucking Christmas present or a birthday present, Valentine's Day present, I don't know, Mother's Day present.
Or any day present.
Any day. Get me a fucking bra.
A good one.
A good one.
A good one.
Good one.
Why? Give me 1 second. Huh? Yeah. I'm recording something.
Not
I'm sorry. I didn't inform anybody. I'm recording an episode.
Not
with
something.
A podcast family member. God,
listen,
I live with people.
You can't say something because I record for an audio drama and sometimes I be moaning. So you can't just say something.
I forgot you do that.
I do. I'll send you the link. The Mermaid and the Lion. I'm featured there, girl. I be moaning on that shit.
That's right. Courtney did tell me that.
Yes. A whole ass moaning session. You wouldn't even believe.
Note to self.
No,
be more specific.
Be more specific, yes. Number 3. Are we ready? Okay.
Yes.
Have you ever been so drunk you either A, performed a dance in front of an audience, quote unquote an audience, B, had a one night stand, or C, passed the fuck out and you don't remember shit?
All of the fucking above and possibly in the same night.
She said, I forgot D. I forgot D. All of the above. D.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. It's definitely an option.
Really?
Yeah. First of all.
Rima.
Listen, when I'm drinking and having a good time, especially if I'm with my friends, I just don't have no limits. Okay. I just be extra as shit. And then, the WineDown Crew, we love to dance. We always break out the music. We love music. So, of course, we have these dance sessions. Choreography is in place. Just everything. The pass out, I had a one night stand early last year.
Okay.
And then passed out.
Okay. Oh, so, and then you passed out.
Yeah.
Oh. Dare I ask, do we know his name? Because my one night stand that one time, I don't know his name till this day.
I don't remember at all.
Okay.
It was a very strange name.
Not a strange name.
He was A1 though.
Okay.
It was a good one night stand.
It was a good one. Okay. Well, shout out to A1. We're going to call him A1.
A1.
A1. There you go. That's his name. A1. Wherever you are. Shout out to you. If you think this might be that woman, shout out to you.
Yeah.
I can't.
Oh my God. That is fucking hilarious.
Oh man. Those are good times.
The best.
My one night stand, I was not passed out or drunk as fuck. We just happened to be dancing in the middle of the club and he was just like, yo, you want to go to my car? I was like, okay, let's go.
Car.
Yes, his car was like parked right out. Listen, my clubbing days consisted of going to Queens, okay? Because all my friends were from Queens. Here's the thing. When you're from the Bronx and you go to Queens, in your mind, you're thinking, no one fucking knows me out here, right? Which is great.
Yeah, because how far is that from each other?
It's a $45 cab ride, which is perfectly fine to be. It's right across the bridge. It's not so bad. It's not so bad, right?
Okay.
I just, but then everybody be staring at you, right? Because then we stupidly decided to come back into the club. I still don't know his name. I don't know if to this day he knew my name.
He probably does.
He probably does.
That'd be the best. That'd be the best time though.
It was a good time. It was a great time. We had a really good time in his car. I don't remember what kind of car he had. It might have been a Honda Accord. I'm not even ashamed to say it.
It probably was.
I'm not even ashamed to say it. But those cars be the ones to get you in the back seat. And so
it's a little spacious.
It is. All right. Number 4. Have you ever been so tested in public you ended up in a fight?
No. I actually never fought in my life.
Okay.
I talk a lot of shit.
Okay.
But I don't fight.
Nah, I talk a lot of shit.
But I don't fight. It's never gotten that far. Maybe somebody tried to, wanted to beat my ass.
Okay.
But it never got that far.
Okay. So no one ever.
Not that I can remember.
Okay.
I do drink a lot, so there's some things that's blurred. Yeah. I mean, I've gotten mad, if I was, bumped and somebody didn't feel like they had to say, excuse me. There would be, an exchange of, looks. But never physical blow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now that I'm 29, I'm not fighting nobody.
I feel you. Now that I'm 35, I mostly reserve my intent or attempt to fight with people who mean something, because they can catch these hands, especially if they hurt my feelings or if they hurt someone's feelings that I really, really love. When it becomes really, really personal, that's where I unfortunately do still put my energy towards. And I
feel like that's different. It's ultimately being disrespectful. Especially if it's somebody that's close to me.
I don't like to lead to violence, but I do feel strongly that sometimes certain people who get out of hand, you have to stop them. It's not the best mindset. It's not because I'm not an advocate for violence. I just feel like you do have to come at them a little bit harder, especially when they're testing you.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. I agree with that.
There's definitely been
some people.
Yeah, go ahead.
Some people don't get it when you just talk.
Right.
You have to be laying of the hands.
Right.
Because it's are you not hearing me? Okay, maybe you'll hear me now if I smack the shit out of you.
Right. And that's how I see it. Like if I feel like you attacking me and you keep on and you poke in the bear, at some point we're gonna have to settle this. What is the fucking problem? What is your problem? You know what I mean?
And don't act shocked.
Right.
Because that's insulting.
Right.
Don't act like you didn't know what the fuck was about to happen.
A lot of people do that shit too. A lot of people do. I do have a confession. I was banned from a store. I was 16. And I went in there to shop with my mom. And my mom was being followed by one of the store people. And she kept following my mom. And I guess she thought I wasn't with my mom. And I'm noticing she's following my mother. This is well over almost 20 years ago, right, guys? So please just know I've changed plenty since then.
Yeah.
And my mom's English hasn't always been that great. It's improved throughout the years, right? My mom goes to pay for the one item she has in her hand. And the lady tells her, well, open your bag because I saw you walking up and down and I'm pretty sure you took something. So now I'm hold up a second. No, she didn't. Right.
So now browsing.
Yes.
Through the store you're being.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct. And so at that point, I'm still behind my mom. I'm not saying anything. I'm listening to her. My mom is defending her. So my mom was like, I didn't take anything and you're not going to check my bag. I'm not going to open my bag. I'm going to pay for this and that's it. So the lady goes, well, we're going to call the cops. So now I'm getting pissed. So I'm like, yeah, you're going to call the cops. You're going to call the cops because we're going to get the cops in here. We're going to file a report against you. I was like, no, you're discriminating against her. You're accusing her of stealing when she has not. You cannot force her to open her bag. There was no proof. It's not like they saw her in a video. It's not like they saw, she couldn't say she saw her. She just said, I saw you looking around too much. That makes no sense and it was not valid. The lady kept on. And I kept saying, you're talking a lot. Just call 911. Let's get the cops in here and let's just stop talking. She kept on running her mouth to her other person. And because they were talking in English and trying to talk low, they thought I couldn't hear them. So that's when we get into an argument. And I'm defending my mother at this point. And the girl wants to turn around and make a comment about, it's you people. You people, you come to this country and you people this. And that's when I leaned over the counter and I grabbed her by her hair. Needless to say, my mother did hold me back.
Wait.
Yes, yes, I did. And my mother did have to hold me back, which is fine. She held me back. I did let go. You know, it was not my best moment at 16 years old, right? But I did get banned from ever going into that store ever again, which is
not like you would want to go back in there.
I wasn't planning to. I was not. We were just buying some fucking shoes. I was not planning to. But the point is this. The point is, like, ever so often in public, you get fucking tested in certain situations.
You do.
And especially when it comes to people that I love. And my parents are untouchable.
Yeah, period.
You just don't fuck with my parents. Like, end of story. So, but I mean, can I tell you, like, I'm going to lean towards that this day, like at 35 years old? I probably wouldn't, because it's just not like, you know, it's just probably not the best. And I am in a line of work where I'm on the receiving end of shit. And so when we have customers or clients, it's not always like the best to feel like this wrath, just, you know, just because. So I probably wouldn't do it.
It goes back to that time and place you were talking about earlier.
It was that time and place, right? But I'm glad we were able to talk about this and icebreak it this way, because
I loved it. It was fun.
Yes, and you know, we confessed a few things. But we're gonna lean right into the first fucking segment of this show. So as you guys know, I've already mentioned, it is going to highlight time and place. And with the first segment, which is called As Raw as It Gets, I'm going to call this Change Your Face.
Oh God, I hate when people tell me that.
Me fucking too. I do.
That just makes it worse.
It does. Like, what do you mean change my face? This is my face. I didn't ask
what
for
do you
this.
Want me to do?
This happened to me. I think it's perfect, but I don't know what you're saying. What the fuck?
Period. Get out my face if you want me to change it.
Don't look at me.
Change your view. Don't look over here. Look over here.
All right. So time and place is key. I've been saying this for some time now. Not because we're supposed to be like 3,000 different people at 3,000 different time and places. No. I just think it's just as being cautious and aware, right, of certain things. And I think that in part of me just being a very bold and fierce and outspoken and vibrant woman who just does what she does and says what she says.
As you should be.
Thank you. And we all should be that way.
Absolutely.
I do think in part of our strengths is knowing our not so strengths. I hate the word weaknesses. If I know I'm not so strong in something, I need to acknowledge it and I need to be aware of it. I think that makes me far more stronger and can get me to be far more successful in life.
Yeah, being self-aware, definitely.
Absolutely. So what happens when we are in the wrong place or at the wrong time? What happens then?
Just apologize.
Okay.
Because
Rima, I like that.
Because you're human. It's going to happen. You're not always going to have the time to think about your reaction. Because sometimes some shit you just react right in that moment. So if it's brought to your attention, like, damn, that could have been handled a little bit better. You're probably right.
Okay.
I didn't handle it the best in that moment. I see where you're coming from. I apologize. I'll do my best to try to make sure it doesn't happen like that again. Can't guarantee that it won't.
Right.
But I'll make a conscious effort to, make some changes.
Okay.
Because, listen, ain't nobody perfect.
Do you say it in that professional voice too?
I try to. Okay. Sometimes I yell.
Okay.
Sometimes the octave is a little higher. But, sometimes you have to switch it up.
Some people need it. Some people it's for the people in the back.
Yeah. Yes. Back there. Did you hear me? Okay.
Oh my God, I love Rima. I swear I do. There's a reason why I asked this about the time and the place and the wrong time and place, because ever so often we even encounter scheduled places, scheduled events. And recently I tuned in. I don't know if you tuned in to the most recent Verzuz. Okay. And I want to highlight it. To my listeners, we are definitely diving into a topic that is relevant to a recent social media show called Verzuz. If you've been living under a rock and you don't know what it is artists coming to, battle it out and bring us some good times, good old times. And this past Verzuz was relevant to two R&B singers of our good times, Ashanti and Keisha Cole. And it is relevant to the topic of conversation because it has a lot to do with people coming to fucking work, right place, right time, schedule place, schedule time, and with unnecessary just attitude and demeanors. That's really what the shit is about. Okay?
Right.
So, I was disappointed. I was disappointed as someone who this music resonated with in my ears. Okay?
Yeah.
I was ready to sing in my shower voice. And Keisha did not come through for me. She just did it. She didn't.
Miss D, let me tell you something.
Tell me, Rima. Just tell me.
Everybody on the WineDown Crew was rooting for Ashanti. Fine. I was backing my girl Keisha so hard.
You sure was.
Cause I'm like, y'all not about to play Keisha out like she don't got bops. Like Ashanti, she's that girl too. That's great. But I'm the person that goes like for the underdog that people think are underestimated all the time. So I'm like, I'm riding for Keisha so hard, and I was so mad at her.
I was upset. I was. I'm not even gonna lie.
What are you doing?
I was very upset. I was totally going for Keisha. I love Ashanti, but I was really going for Keisha. I said, you know what? Keisha, when she goes through some shit, she really sings that shit out.
I said the same thing, and it's like Ashanti, she sings, but the breakup song be sounding happy. Always. I don't get the same emotion like I do from Keisha.
Yes,
so I'm agree. Like, I'm rocking with my sis.
I agree. Here's the thing that really got me a little disturbed with Keisha, and I have to admit, I had to like kind of be like, damn, D. That's probably how some people feel about you. I'm gonna be honest. I'm going to be honest. Because if this is real talk, I'm gonna be fucking honest.
That's a good point.
Okay?
Go ahead.
Okay. Keisha showed up with a fucking attitude.
Yo!
There's no other way to say this.
What a fucking attitude. She plopped down in that chair as if she was sitting there waiting for us the whole time.
The whole fucking time. She was, 2 hours late? It was 2 hours late, more or less, I think. Not only did she show up with an attitude, right? Because it was like physical movement, right? Clearly she was upset at something.
Yeah.
But then she had something that society throughout the years has called resting bitch face.
Whew.
And
I know it well.
What that gave me, that energy, like it brought down my entire concert fucking vibe.
Yo!
Through the fucking floor. Like,
I feel we were sitting there probably feeling the same exact way. Her whole vibe threw the whole shit off. Cause Ashanti, she's vibing, she's trying to make sure everybody's still cool. And then you come in with this shitty attitude, plop down, like, oh, turn my shit up. Can you hear me? Like, really?
It was bad. It was
really
so bad. I bring that to this mic because it's relevant to the time and the place. It's relevant to us showing up for work. What is work, right? Work could be anything for everybody, right? There's a thing of how people look at you and how they judge you. There's some folks who, are very judgmental. Let's just put that shit out there. Okay. And if by now you guys are tuning into this episode, by now you would have already heard my mini-sode of this week. And the mini-sode of this week was very much so about being judgmental versus being a little judgy on yourself and checking on yourself. Okay. And so the reason why this is so relevant, and ironically enough, is so fucking relevant to what happened at that fucking Verzuz. I, for one, felt like Keisha was losing me as a fucking fan. I, for one, felt really, I felt like I was there for her, and I felt so let down.
Damn.
I felt like for her to come and provide a product, a service, a performance, a show, I don't feel that I got that from her. You know, it was a free show, right?
Right.
But then does that mean like when you was touring, or if something was wrong, or if you were going through shit, when people are paying for you to show up and show out, are you showing up late? Are you showing up with an attitude? Is your resting bitch face on? Like, I think about that, and it puts into perspective to me this whole concept that we deal with just in life in general. You've worked. I've worked. Probably in different environments, a variety of environments, a variety of places. I've been judged in several, in different ones, work environments, I've been judged in a very positive note of being an assertive and a strong woman, which is great. Thanks.
Right.
But I've been assumed to be something must be wrong. And I'm like, but why? Well, because you look like something's wrong. And I never understood what the fuck that meant.
I don't get it either. It's really frustrating because what am I supposed to just be walking around like this all day?
Right.
Like, what the fuck is that? Who does that? You look crazy. And then if you do that, they're like, oh, why are you smiling so much?
Or they think you're socializing. They think you're socializing if you're just, at least that's how it's come off with me, right? So, like, if I'm like, hi, how are you? Or this, another third, good morning, good afternoon. It's like, oh, you know everybody. But I don't get it. You want me to create or build relationships in the workplace. You want me to create those networks. You want me to do all of that. So I'm damned if I do and I'm damned if I don't. Because if I don't, so I have this line here and I've talked about it before. I don't know if you could see it. Yeah. When I get very concentrated, you see that right there? Yeah. That was given to me by birth. My father has that shit. Okay. Which is why everybody always thinks my father's always upset. Okay. That's exactly why. I'm not upset, but when I'm here focused on doing my work and I'm like this, like people would walk by and be like, yo, you okay? You all right? What's wrong? And it's like, nothing has to be wrong. Nothing has to be wrong because I don't feel that my energy gives off that something is wrong. Right. And I say that to say, when it comes to certain workplaces, certain environments, at what point do we not check ourselves when our energy is giving off that vibe? You and I, being two people who know what the face can say. Have you ever been on the receiving end from someone where it's not just their face, but it's also their energy and their vibe?
Yeah.
All the often?
I wouldn't say that often, but it does happen. It does happen. Because, I mean, some people are just not in the mood. But, like, I don't ever want to feel like if I'm around somebody and their energy is off, that it's because something I did.
Okay.
So I'm always like, I do that. I'm like, are you okay? Like, you good? You want to talk about it? If something is wrong, or they be like, oh no, it's not. But you can still feel it. Like, there is something wrong. But I'm not the type of person, I'm not gonna keep asking you. That's one thing I'm not gonna do. Like, if I ask you once, you say no, and I still feel like, I'm like, okay, I'm just part ways. Right. Until you feel like you want to actually tell me what the problem is. If there is one, actually. But, you know, energy is a very strong thing. Like, absolutely. It's bigger than face, hand gestures, body language. Like, your energy can change everything. And going back to that damn Verzuz, like, even if she didn't say anything, just her walking in the room with that much force, it was like, okay, I don't even want to watch this shit no more. Or I don't even want to be going back to my personal life. I don't even want to be here. Right. Like, it makes me uncomfortable. Right. And sometimes I'm like that with other people. Like, you could tell in an instant because my face, because anything. Court will tell you because he's one of my closest friends. Like, he knows in an instant if I'm upset, if my energy is off, if somebody says something, but I won't really say that what you said bothered me. You'll know. If you are close to me, you'll know, like, oh shit, she ain't fucking with that. She about to check out all the way. Cause I don't do that. Like, if and sometimes growing up with me, I didn't always express myself. Okay. But as I get older, I'm like, all right, I shouldn't sit in this and be upset. I need to express why this made me mad. But when I was younger, I was just like, I'm not doing that. Right. I'm not doing that. Right. I have a question for you because it's actually interesting. You said, like, growing up, you really didn't express yourself. And I feel like, and I don't think it's just because of a podcast. I really feel like you are someone who does now express themselves, right? Yeah. How did you do that? And I know it's probably like it's an open-ended question, right? You could probably give me like a fucking 3 paragraphs on that shit. Yeah. But, and the reason why I asked is because we were just joking about this before starting recording. Like,
my RBF, my resting bitch face, like I've had this my whole life. If I show baby pictures, it's disgusting. I don't really smile.
Legit. Yeah.
I don't really smile. And my mom and my dad have always said, but you've always made it known what has pissed you off. You've always said it. They like to say, oh, you've always been like that. So for one, I have a bone to pick with my parents, and I tell them all the time, y'all didn't think about stopping this shit back then? Like,
right.
Did y'all not think, like, maybe I needed to get slapped a few times? I don't know. Like, maybe. Just maybe.
Yeah.
But I find it more interesting when I do meet strong people, strong characters that do tend to be very expressive in their face, but they tend to say, oh, I wasn't always expressive. Like, I wasn't always like that. Like, what helped you? And I want to say helped. I'm sorry. I'm going to call it a help. What helped you become more vocal and more expressive with how you feel?
Being around people who are vocal, because I do the podcast with 4 other people.
Right.
Courtney and Sunny I've known the longest. And I would say that being in a friendship with Sunny helped me be more communicative.
Nice.
And not just going away and then coming back when I feel better.
Okay.
Because I deal with things myself. I talk to myself. If you say you don't talk to yourself, you're a fucking liar. But I talk to myself. I deal with things internally, and I'm like, all right, you gotta get your shit together. And you come back and they like what the fuck? Like, you can't do that. You have to explain. Because Sunny don't let that shit fly. She like, okay, until you're ready to talk about it, don't come back like we cool.
You wait till I get the rest of the crew on the show.
Yeah. So her being like that, and it happens with a few of my other friends as well. Like, I can't just not be open to a conversation about what upset me. That's a no-fly situation when it comes to them. And if I want to stay and continue to be friends with them, that's something that I had to work on.
Right.
Because when I was younger, I did not talk. My mom was like, you have to stop. Not like, you have to express yourself. Right. I would just get in the phone. She would always know when I was mad because I would cock my head to the side and just be mad as shit. Like, and not say anything to anybody. But now it's like, okay, this made me mad. I didn't like the way you said this to me. I feel like, or you said it in front of somebody that I feel like the conversation could have been private. Like, any one of those situations, like, not every conversation needs to be in front of an audience. And I feel like some people like to have conversations in front of people so that they can have, like, people can choose sides or tell you that you were right when sometimes you're not. Right. Like, that peanut gallery. Yes. That doesn't always need to fucking happen. Like, it could be a private conversation between you and I, and we can figure it out. It's, like you said, a time and a place for every fucking thing.
Absolutely. And even to that, I love that you said the peanut gallery. I feel like that's not even just on personal levels. Friendships, like, that shit even happens at fucking work. Like, you have those certain little cliques, you know, that they be just backing each other up. They're allies. And so, like, I can't say one thing to one because immediately the other two are going to back that person. Right. I have, like, my core little group, but I don't call those, like, actual cliques to say. And we still have those, even, like, again, I think time and a place can apply to anything. And so this is really, like, why I wanted to, like, hone in on this shit. Because another thing I didn't like, you know how you said, like, I feel this way, you made me feel this way, it was this that you did. You're executing your message effectively, right? So whether that be personal, professional, public, even with strangers, right?
Yeah.
Because some people, you just meet them day one and they be mad fucking bold with their fucking opinions or just be telling you shit in public places.
Yeah, it's like, damn, can I warm up to you?
Exactly. I've dealt with those too. Like, you don't fucking know me. Like, don't think that we could just talk like this. One of the things I didn't like that Keisha did.
Yeah.
And I joke about this sometimes. I'm like, damn, like, you know, not me. A lot of people joke about this. Like, when you have an R&B singer, you know their best albums are going to come out when their fucking heart is broken. I'm sorry. Yeah. That's the truth.
Absolutely.
I felt like when she was throwing those little subliminal jabs, like, oh, you know, because some people don't know how to. When Ashanti said, she was like, well, girl, do you want to talk about it? Like, ma'am, you're technically at work. You came to work, right? There was another comment there. And I might be reaching I might be reaching a little bit, Rima, and stop me
What
if
was
I
it?
am. When Ashanti said that Ciroc cut her a check, and Keisha said they didn't cut her a check,
Yeah.
I felt like, damn, but was there a reason why? Like, because look at your energy coming on this show. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes brands will compensate and sponsor events and people and pay out certain people to rep them. Right. It's based on a whole brand.
Or maybe Ashanti asked for a check.
And she communicated effectively. And she smiled. And she sounded like when she's singing her sad song, she was smiling and happy. I don't know.
It was really hard for me to... They're the same fucking sign. But it was like night and day.
Oh my God, yes.
I'm like, Ashanti's scale is all the way up here. And like, Keisha's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yes.
Like,
yes.
And I'm like, okay. On one end, I kind of get Keisha because I am kind of like her when it comes to when I'm mad about something. Mm-hmm. It's hard, like you said, it's hard to hide it. Mm-hmm. But you gotta take some deep breaths. Like you said, you coming to work. Like you gotta make that shit like up. Like you gotta be like, all right, like act.
Yeah.
Act.
Yeah.
Take some woosahs on the side, sip you your little drink that you was drinking. Come in and be like, all right, sorry y'all.
Right.
I was late. I was here. My shit wasn't right.
No apology. No nothing. Nothing. And she did try to redeem herself. And
she did, but at that point, I was like, girl, please.
I was over it. I do agree with you, too. It could have been just how Ashanti presented herself. It could have been how Ashanti negotiated. She maybe kept it on a different level of professionalism. And it's not to say Ashanti, Keisha Cole was
probably
not...
has a good fucking agent. Like that advocates for her.
Right. And so I feel like when I think about regular, schmegular people like us, and you think about celebrities, right? And you think about certain celebrities who get certain chances, certain opportunities, and the wise and the not so wise. And like, why does she get this much? Or why does she get this at all and not I? You know, there's a lot of factors to that. I want to be very fair on that. There's plenty of factors to that also. But I do feel to a certain extent, as someone who has questioned, well, why didn't I get that opportunity? Well, why didn't I get presented with that? Well, why didn't I get granted that? Well, I know I deserve it and I know I've proved myself. And I think back on being told, well, you're assertive and you're strong, or you're this and you're that. And you're basically just trying to tell me, like, yeah, these are great, but not enough. Like, they're actually what holding you back, maybe.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I feel like
it's like a weakness. What?
Right. And I feel like, you know, to be a little bit fair to Keisha, and to the point Rima made, they are both Libras. Okay? And they're two totally different fucking people. Two totally different vibes and energy. It is clear to me she was going through some shit. It is clear to me she was feeling some type of way.
Yeah.
And she said it, you know, she wears her heart on her sleeve. Cool. I'm very passionate about certain things and I'm very passionate about my people.
Yeah.
So I get it. I just think that when it comes to the quote unquote workplace, we sometimes do have to check ourselves.
We do.
At the door. Is there something, you, Rima, that you do for yourself? To your point, you say you talk to yourself sometimes.
Yeah. Ooh, all the time. It's a daily practice.
What do you do, like, to help you with this? Because I'm pretty sure in all my listeners, and even in your listenership, there's probably people who fucking deal with this too and probably struggle it out as well.
Yeah.
What do you do for yourself with that? Because I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not that great. I'm going to be honest. I'm not.
I don't know. I guess I try to reflect and see what I could have possibly did wrong, if I did anything wrong in a certain situation. If I'm already like in the moment, I'll try to catch myself so I won't go too far.
Okay.
Or I'm like, all right, how can I take this and like spin it so that it's not negative? That took a while. Because like I said, I wouldn't even talk. Like it would just be a rap. I'm the type of person, I'm going to leave. Like, I'm going to walk the fuck out. Like, if you saying something I don't like and I feel like you getting the best of the argument or the conversation, I'm out.
You know,
in the middle of an argument, I'm peace out. I'm done.
You doing that half turn and flipping your hair?
Child. And I'm taking everything that I fucking bought.
No, you didn't. No.
It's happened before.
Really?
real petty. But I've grown a little
You
bit.
still better than me.
But yeah, so if it gets that far, I just gotta be like I said, I'll sit with myself, or I'll consult somebody that's close to me, like my brother, and he'll be like, yo, you gotta relax. Like,
Okay.
it wasn't even all that deep for you to even be mad like that.
Hmm.
And I'm like, okay, I should apologize. Or I should be like, how could I change this moving forward? Like, it's hard.
Yeah.
Cause nobody wants to admit when they wrong.
I don't.
I'm right. You're wrong. But it's
time.
like, all right, no, maybe I wasn't right.
For the record,
Maybe a little bit.
Do you want to tell my listeners what zodiac sign you are? Just for the record.
I am a Leo. A fire sign.
Totally fire. For the additional record, I'm a Scorpio.
Oh yeah.
And I love to blame it a lot of the time on the zodiac sign. I'm not gonna lie. I'm totally just blaming it all the time. I do still think you are better than I in this scenario because for one, you've learned this way more earlier than I did. First of all, let me begin with that.
Yeah.
It's not my proudest moment, but I do feel that the first step to recovery and rehabilitation in anything in life is admitting what your problem is. Okay, so that's my first step. The other piece of this is Rima's like, bitch, what rehab? Where the fuck you going? The other part of this is I am not always so inclined to apologize.
Mm-hmm.
I do a lot of analysis.
Okay.
Before I ever have to issue an apology. If I have to, I will.
Yeah.
If I know I fucked up, I will. Okay. Yeah. I do better today analyzing, damn, did I do something wrong? Where could I have done things a little bit better, a little different?
Yeah.
But that wasn't always me. I'm a better woman today at 35 and fine. But it wasn't always me. And it's not a good thing. It's not. You're also better than I because I would stay in a room and argue till I turn blue in the face. You're way better than me. You're way better because sometimes time and place is that time and that place the right moment for you to just stay there and keep going and turning blue in the motherfucking face. Like,
also, there's another reason why I leave, because if I argue too much, I start to cry. Because I get so mad. So I'm like, I don't want these motherfuckers to know that I just started crying. So I'm out. I'm leaving. Yeah.
I don't do that.
I'm a crier.
You know, someone judged me.
Frustrated.
Someone judged me for this. And I'm admitting a lot of shit right now, guys. When I get bad news, I don't instantly cry. Sometimes a little smirk comes on my face, and it's not because I'm laughing at life. It's I just don't know how to. You see how I'm doing it right now? I'm trying to stay serious, and I can't.
How to take it. Yeah.
I don't know how to take it, and I don't cry when I'm arguing. But if you hurt my feelings, like, and I know if I see you, like if you're not in front of me. Like you will never know how bad you hurt my motherfucking feelings. You will think I'm a G. I'm a cold ass bitch. You would think this bitch don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But I will cry my sorrows away.
In private.
In private with a wine glass. Sometimes in the shower. Sometimes just in my bedroom. My face be all fucked up, red as shit, crying hysterical. Yeah. But you will never know. You will never know.
I want to be like that.
And then we're still two women who can totally fucking dope as shit body on RBF.
Yo, make it make sense. Cause how?
I don't know.
How?
No, I don't know. I really
sensitive as fuck.
Yes, absolutely.
But
absolutely.
Resting bitch face your ass to the ground
all the way. Have you ever found yourself being, because if I want to give Keisha a little bit of the benefit of the doubt, or anybody for that matter, because remember I said, like, have you ever been on the receiving end? Have you ever found yourself accidentally being expressive, like you didn't mean to, and like your face just came out? Like, have you ever found yourself doing this? Is a serious situation.
Yeah, it happens too often. Like somebody will say something, it'll just catch you off guard. And I'll be like, everything instantly goes to my face. It's been like that forever.
Okay.
My friend is here and she's shaking her head because
she's like, yeah, bitch.
Yeah. Because I'm like, what? Like, yeah, all the time. And I'll be like, oh shit, sorry. Or even like, oh my God, I was at a funeral.
Oh, not a funeral. And what you did?
Sometimes people don't know how to appropriately dress for a funeral. Because maybe they haven't been to enough, or they just don't have that type of clothing ready for funerals. But like in mid, because this was somebody that was really dear to me. But it's like in like mid cry, I saw somebody walk past, and I'm like, and I laughed, and I'm like, whoa, like this is not what you're supposed to be fucking doing right now. Like, what the hell? But I'm like, yeah, you gotta fix that.
Rima's gonna bring me a new one. Y'all ready for this shit? You ready for this? First of all, I want to know what this person was wearing. Just say it, because I'm going to tell you my worst funeral story, and you're gonna be so disappointed in me.
Okay. So she was a heavier girl.
Okay.
But she had on like a club kind of like bodycon dress.
Oh no.
And some sneakers.
Oh.
And I'm like,
was it colorful?
Yeah.
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, I still did better than her.
Yeah, it wasn't even black. It wasn't even black, man.
No.
Like,
oh my God, no.
And I'm like, oh. And the person I was with, they're like nudging me, like, yo, shut the fuck up. Like, yo.
Don't say nothing.
Don't say
shit.
Because I'm like,
change your face.
The fuck? Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, oh shit. Okay.
Oh my God.
I'm like, give me a tissue or something so I can cover my mouth, because I don't know what the fuck to do right now, because she looks terrible. But it's like, and she said to me, she's like, you don't know what she have in her fucking closet. Like, she may not be well equipped for things like this. And I'm like, okay, you're right. What the fuck did you do?
So Rima's gonna read me a new one. So I was young. I was about 15 years old. Mm-hmm. And you know, when you're a teenager, you only think about how you look.
Yeah.
Like all the time, right? And so if my brothers are listening, please don't. This is the moment where I don't want my brothers to leave a comment, to email the show, to rate or review or please, brothers and sister, please don't say shit. Please don't, because they were there and they know the story. Mm-hmm. The word was, oh, well, look at you. You're fashionably late. Let me explain. My hair was done. I had no business wearing makeup at 15, but my makeup was on point at that time. It was my godmother's brother who had passed away. Mm-hmm. So, of course, I have to go show my respect because it's my godmother.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And it's her brother. My sister, she's older than me, so she's always late to the party, right? I'm like entering this phase of like, I gotta look right wherever I go. When I walked in, Rima, so you know how most funeral homes, they have like a long hallway, and then it's like, you know, the rooms. I thought I was on a fucking runway, and I walked in and I was like, hi everybody, hi. When I tell you, my mother's eyes was like,
Misty,
what the fuck are you doing? Oh my God.
This is not a wedding.
And I was like, hi everybody. And then my mom was like, this is my daughter, La Daisy. And I'm like, hi, nice to meet you. And my mom's like, I'm gonna fuck you up. She's like, I'm gonna fucking slap you. Like, when we get home, I'm gonna kick your ass. I was terrible, Rima. However,
read the room.
It was funeral. I thought I was like gonna go meet somebody. Like, I walked in there like it was a fucking runway.
Not speed dating.
Yes, I was like speeding through the fucking aisle because, you know, there's like different rooms, so you don't know who you're gonna see. This is so terrible. But I was very young and dumb. And to be fair though, I was wearing all black. It was the summertime. So I was wearing like wedges back when like wedges was like the shit.
Wedges were it.
Yes, wedges were it. I was wearing wedges. I think I was wearing a little tight black skirt with a little tight black top. Yes. Oh my God. Now that I think about it, like my mother had every right to fuck me up. And then, you know, because I couldn't go to a funeral just like wearing all black. So I wore a jean jacket. And you know those little cropped.
You had a crop jean jacket on?
Yes, Rima. But
you thought you was at a damn American Sex Top Model
I sure did. I was
audition.
like, hi everybody, and my sister's like behind me, like, fucking. She's like, if I would have seen Jersey Shore at that time, you know what would have come out my mouth? Parties here, like that's the vibe I walked in with.
Not Snooki.
It was terrible.
Yo,
it was terrible, Rima. It was so See what I mean? Time and a place.
Yeah.
Means every fucking thing. Like, it means every fucking thing. And like, we do need to sometimes, you know, be just self-aware. We need to be conscious of the shit. We need to just, I'm aware of this. I know I have to check myself a lot of the fucking time. And I do have to pep talk me. Like, I be talking to me in my fucking head all the fucking time. Like
even if you just say it out loud, it might help more.
So when I'm in my office, like by myself, I definitely talk to myself like by myself. But like if I'm in the hallways, like especially at work, I can't be doing that shit. Like,
that's true.
Although
do you wear a mask though?
I do wear a mask, but here's the thing: people can still hear you. So you know what's my trick now? You know what's my trick? Ever since I discovered AirPods, I always keep an AirPod in my ear so people can
act like
I be talking to somebody. Yes. That's what I do now. So then I don't look so crazy. That's how I don't look crazy. They're like, oh, she's
I do all the
somebody.
time. I'm not listening to music. I'm not talking on the phone.
No,
I'm talking to my fucking self walking down the street.
I'm talking to myself. I be like, yo, bitch, you need to get it together. Like, you about to enter this place. Just breathe. Don't let these motherfuckers piss you off. And people looking at me like, why this bitch getting off on the Upper East Side like this? Like, what's wrong? Like, it is what it is. Like, I'm talking. I be like this. I'm like, what?
I know, like. With nobody all by myself. That's it. I just got tired of me. One last question. Okay.
When you've just for this segment, guys, when you have reacted accidentally expressively, have you ever flipped shit? Have you ever just like flip shit, flip tables, I don't know, broken items, equipment maybe?
Or broken anything?
Maybe even a wall or a door. No.
I'm really not about that life. I've never broken any fucking thing.
She's a Leo.
It might have been by accident.
Right, well, that's what I mean. Accidentally expressive. Like, you didn't mean to. It was not your intent, but it happened.
If I have, I was probably drunk and don't remember. So that's a thing.
Okay. I've definitely done it, and I was totally sober.
Oh, shit.
I have. I'm highlighting all of this for a pure fucking reason because this is definitely part of my growth. I am trying, like and lately, I'm going to be very transparent, guys. Lately, I've definitely been tested with certain situations where I was 2.5 seconds away from, you know, the tone going a little higher. My mouth.
I think I just lied to you though, because I'm thinking about some stuff. But go.
But right. But it's okay because like it's coming back to you. Like I'm sure there's more than just one, but there's always just one in particular that stands out. And I once broke a phone, and it was not cordless. And so can you imagine like the whole thing, right? Like just like the whole piece of equipment, just like going to hell. I'm not going to say where it was. Not that. This time I'm not going to say the time and the place, because it's going to be very incriminating. But I definitely was triggered. I definitely impulsively reacted and accidentally expressed myself, and I took it out on a telephone. It is not my proudest moment. I had to definitely report it to someone to get the telephone replaced. So it was very embarrassing. But I just think that it's relevant to situations like Keisha Cole, regular schmegular girls like us, or even some men out there who are just very defensive. Very
my brother gets that a lot.
Yes.
He broke our oven.
Yeah. He what? Your oven?
He punched the panel in.
Oh my God, he wins. He wins. He beat me.
And I'm like, you can't do that because we rent here.
Not you rent here.
We don't own this.
Well, that's how the landlord.
We did. He fixed it.
Oh, he fixed it. See, that's worse than the fucking telephone because I had to report that shit. I don't know how you report a fucking oven broken. Like,
yo, I'm like, what are you gonna fucking do? I'm not paying for this.
Yo, imagine if I break shit here. My father's my landlord. My father's gonna fuck me up if I break one fucking thing. Yo, I asked to so much lock the door the wrong way and I lost the fucking key. I'm be afraid to. You ever watch the movie Selena?
Yes.
Her father's name is Abraham. He looked mean.
Yeah. Oh,
so my friends
God.
always call my dad Abraham. So that's not his real name, but that's Abraham. I'd be mad afraid sometimes to be telling Abraham like some shit that I did. So I'd be like, I tell my son, I'm like, cause that's his grandson. I'm like, yo, call
He's
Papito.
not gonna really yell at you.
I'm like, yo, call Papito. And tell him, I'm like, ask him this or tell him that. And he's like, all right, fine. And I'm like, you go talk to him because like I used to be his favorite. That shit is 14 years ago. It stopped. But yeah, so I definitely have that history, and just choosing a moment to be very transparent on some of the most fucked up shit.
Yeah.
I've dealt with, I've encountered, that I've grown from, and I know it probably sounds so stupid to admit this, but it was a true reflective moment to see Keisha like that come on stage, quote unquote, because it really made me think about me. It really made me think about how I come off to people unintentionally, intentionally. It made me think about certain commentary that, and I'm not excusing anybody who judges me. No, that's not what I'm doing. I'm just saying it made me a little bit more aware.
Yep.
That's what that moment was.
I
want to go into the double or nothing. And this one is called Oops, I Did It Again. This is not going to be some Britney Spears bullshit. But I just didn't know what else to put in there. I'm lying. It had a cute little ring to it.
I love that song.
And Britney be on some shit too. But
that bitch is crazy.
She's mad crazy. But I wanna highlight this piece of the whole demeanor and attitude and behavior, because I do think this is a problem I tend to have. For those of you who don't know, I created a raw talk show, because I felt like I was always being silenced in different situations. I felt like I'm very opinionated. I have a voice. I have a strong voice. And there's shit that sometimes I want to talk about and I want to let loose on, right?
Yeah, as you should. You got to find your place to have your outlet.
Exactly. And so...
Or create it like you did.
Or creative, right. And I find that there's been times where I just don't know when to stop. Yeah. Sometimes it's two things. Of course, we're doubling our thing. My mouth can be filthy and my eyes tend to roll. Okay.
Missy, I think we're like the same person.
We probably are the same person. What do you do? And again, because I know if my listeners who always tune in, I know some of y'all could resonate with this, but I don't know what everybody does. And I want to have this discussion with Rima, because it is still something that I have to constantly be like, fuck, did I just say that? That's one of my things. I've dealt with, sometimes I feel like you have uptight bosses, and then you have sometimes bosses who are mad chill, who will be like, oh, it's Friday, 5 o'clock, let's pop open that wine bottle. You know what I mean? And then you have those who won't even say the word shit. You know what I mean? And shit is a very common fucking word. Like, it is. There are dogs who do it in the street. Like, I mean, it happens. I mean, some people in the Bronx do it on cars.
It's normal.
What? Yeah. I won't ever go into the story deep in, because it's someone else's story. But I just happened to have been around this scenario. It happened like right outside. The Bronx be on some other shit, literally. But
pun intended.
Pun intended. Do you find yourself that sometimes you filter yourself, like, with your words, or do they just come out?
In certain spaces. Of course, when I'm at work. I work at a dental office. There are some patients who are mad cool. Like, okay. I had this one patient the other day, super cool guy. He curses. Okay. I curse with him.
Okay.
Because he's just that cool. Others, you cannot do that.
Okay.
I work in like a city part of the city.
Oh, one of those.
So, my boss, she's cool. Like, she's mad cool. Like, after hours, she'll curse a little bit. Like, she'll say shit. She won't say like a bunch of crazy stuff, but she'll be like, oh shit, sometimes. Not during the day. She's like a little tiny woman, but she's nice. So yeah, when I'm at work, I do. Like, I'll try to get my curse words out before I come in.
Okay.
When I'm in other places, I have no fucking filter.
Okay.
I will say the first thing that pops in my fucking head, and then I'll be like, oh shit, probably shouldn't have said that right now. Or I'll get a look from my friend, my mother, my dad, my sister, anybody. They'll be like, get it together. You're like, damn, like you ain't even have to fucking say that. Like, but it's like instant.
Yeah.
It's so fast. I be like, what the like, oh, what? Like, do not put me around people that I really don't know like that. Because woo. Yeah, this mouth. I curse a lot, if you didn't notice already.
I'm a filthy mouth. I am a filthy mouth. I want to be fair on this. I could totally see how I could take people who have never met me a little aback. And they're like, oh, who the fuck is she? Like, why she just cursing? For those of you who do know me and have totally given me a scrutinizing face, fuck you, because y'all know me for fucking years, and y'all should know who the fuck I am.
Why you acting like you new here?
Like, we brand new. We're not fucking brand new. You've been here for quite some time. Don't go like, I've seen this face. Ready? Like, you know me for X and Y amount of years. Yes, that's right, double digits. And if I say the word fuck, and I get this face like, why are you so surprised? Why are you so surprised? Why?
I'm in mid-conversation with somebody that I've, like you said, I've known for a while. They be like, and I'll say like a curse word, fuck, shit, whatever. It doesn't, oh, why you cursing? Why the fuck not? Like, you know who I am.
Right.
Why are you asking me why am I cursed? Like, have we met?
You know, that goes back to the whole point.
That's a dumbass question. I'm sorry.
If your expectations are that at some point she's going to change, bitch, if you know me 15 plus years, like, and I haven't changed, I'm just not going to, there's certain things I'm just not going to change.
You might as well just walk out right now.
Right. Like,
because it ain't changing over here.
Right. And here's the thing. Okay, so to those people who just know how to accept their very vocal and blunt friends, shout out to y'all. Like, y'all are like fucking amazing because y'all just accept certain people just the fuck the way they are. And again, this doesn't mean we're not supposed to be self-aware about certain things. We're totally advocating for that. I just feel like, to the point that we are conscious enough of time and a place, I feel like if I'm in certain areas and certain environments, a cuss word here and there is not going to hurt nobody. It's not like I'm cursing at them.
Right. I'm just flavoring my sentences.
Right. That's how I see it. And at the end of the day, I am an adult. So sometimes I do say things and I'm guilty of that. I am. Like, when I be sending voice notes to my homegirls, I be like, headphones on, please. Don't, not around the babies, please. Because, like, if I got to vent and I got to say something, like, y'all bitches better put your headphones on. Like, because your child is going to hear Titi say dick and pussy and all the good stuff. So, like, I just, it's not my fault at this time, right? But I do feel like, even when a friend comes at you like that, and it goes with exactly what I spoke about last week with Core, that whole censorship shit. Like, when people actually come and try to change you or censor you, or, you know, like, it's okay if we know consciously, like, what filters we need to use, right? When in certain places for certain communication.
Absolutely.
But I do find
I can adapt to my environment quite well.
Yes. I do find it offensive when people try and fucking censor me. Like,
I don't like that shit.
I don't like it either. I think it's offensive because it's like, this is who I am, though. So, like, I'm not perfect. No one is fucking perfect.
Is. Exactly.
And I just feel like, as long as I'm not coming in with negative energy, it's just a conversation. I'm not cursing at nobody. I don't see what's the point in anybody censoring me or coming for me because I said shit or oh fuck or oh bitch. You know what I mean?
Curse words make the story or the conversation better. They're sentence enhancers. They said that shit on SpongeBob. Like, if you are a SpongeBob head like me, they said sentence enhanced. That's what they are.
Yeah.
They give their story spiciness.
I like that. Oh my God, sentence. I don't watch SpongeBob. I have no
SpongeBob.
No, my kid never got into it, guys. And he was, he never did. He just never did.
I'm still popping a few episodes.
He was more into like the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse bullshit. He was more or less. Don't get it twisted though. My kid's been cursing since he came out the world. Us Ecuadorians, we teach them. That's the first word we teach them. We teach them curse words in Ecuadorian, and then we just go right into the English. Why? Because we find it effective to teach them bilingual. Okay, so It's just easier.
You get to curse out in 2 different languages.
That's it. So SpongeBob said that though.
Once he said it, he was like, "Ooh, my lips are tingly," because it feels great.
He said his lips are tingly.
That's what he said.
You don't want to know what my lips be feeling tingly. Let's not go there. Let's not go there. What you mean tingling? Do you know what I be putting in my mouth to make my lips be tingly? Fuck out of here.
He probably like that too. You know, but SpongeBob is.
The rolling of the eyes. Are you expressive with your eyes? Oh, Rima. Oh, the face you just gave me. Okay.
People really hate me. Like, they be like, yo, if you roll your eyes one more fucking time, I'm gonna snatch them out your head. That's because I roll my eyes, I suck my teeth. It's like, what? The head thing, everything, everything. I roll is second nature. Even if you don't really be coming at me crazy, it just happens. It's like second nature. I want
to come in the defense of the eye rollers. I am not an avid eye roller. I'm not. Okay. The problem with my eyes is that they're big and they're very telling. So they just give me away. Like, I don't need to roll. Like, they just give me the fuck away. Like, it's terrible. But I want to come in the defense of the eye rollers. And especially these days that we wear masks, sometimes we do need to roll our eyes a little bit because the mask be all up in our faces. And sometimes, like, we're breathing and we're, like, just hitting.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And if you wear glasses, because I wear glasses too, sometimes that shit be, like, bothering you and fogging up and shit. So we got to be, like rolling on the eye. So I'm coming in the defense of the eye rollers. But then also, we just live in a fucked up world, okay? Yeah. And sometimes it's either I'm going to say something brutal or I'm just going to roll my eyes. And
what would you rather me do?
I'd much rather receive an eye roll, honestly. I'd much rather. Just because, you know what? Then that's going to, first of all, you're communicating with me effectively without words. That means that I may have asked you a very stupid fucking question. And absolutely. I cannot see your mouth because you're wearing your mask. But I could see this. So that means, Daisy, ask your question differently. Or what the fuck are you asking? Check yourself for a second. I think that, first of all, that's just half of the resting bitch face. So they're not giving me the full one. And I don't see a problem with just being slightly expressive with the roll of the eyes.
It's really a skill.
It is a skill. Have you seen some dope ass fuck eye rolling?
Yes.
Because I can't master that shit. My eyes is too big, Rima. I can't go like that. Like, I can't go like this. There'd be some badass with some fire ass lashes and their eye roll be on point. And I wish I could do that.
Yeah, mine has to be extra because these fucking glasses be blocking my eyes sometimes. And I'll be like, you need to see this.
Do you get your lashes done too?
No, I wear like the strips.
Okay. So how much better is your eye roll in those times?
Actually, I haven't paid attention to it. I'm gonna do that moving forward. I'm gonna
need you to pay attention. Maybe you should create a reel.
I might practice.
I don't know. I need something. I need something.
You know how hard those reels and TikToks are?
They are hard as fuck. They're hard as fuck. I don't have a TikTok. I don't have time for that shit. The most I will go is with a fucking reel. But
I'm trying to make a TikTok. It's so fucking hard.
I can't do it. No,
I just resort to watching the fucking videos and laughing. I can't fucking do them.
Rima, I'm 35 and fine, but there comes a point where I have to admit to myself that I could only go so far with social media and technology, and I've reached that point to just pep talk myself into this, like, Daisy, you just gotta let it go.
I had to do that with myself. I'm so sad.
Yeah,
I really wanted to master it.
No. Do you know how long it took me to understand a reel? Do you want to know how long that shit took me? It was terrible. I was so embarrassed to admit it, but I'm admitting it now. It took me motherfucking forever. I think I've been trying, in January? I think I've been trying, since like September? That it first came out, maybe?
Yeah.
Like, I just put up two. And you don't even want to know how long it took me to do those two. Horrific. But shout out to my women that know how to master
the eye roll.
I am here for it. I do struggle a lot with the curse words at the workplace. I'm not gonna lie. I'm one of those.
Where do you work? What do you do?
I am in healthcare, and I do provide customer service, sort of, kind of, on a high level. I have to be very conscious of my surroundings, who's around, who might be in the other office, who might be outside the door, who might be on the phone. I have to be very conscious and self-aware of my interactions. So a lot of the time when it might possibly come out is mostly when, I do see my colleagues and it's like, hey, how are you? How was today? How's everything going? How was everything upstairs? Like, things like that. And so sometimes we're a little bit expressive, and it's mostly in just providing each other support. I think it's reflective of our comfort too. I
Yeah.
think it's reflective that we do know how to keep it professional, respect each other, but we are human. And sometimes the word shit may come out, or sometimes, the word bull may come out before shit.
Right.
Things like that fucking happen. I've encountered, a different variety of like bosses, the one that's really uptight and like you're just not supposed to say a single fucking curse word. And then you have the one that's like, what shit we dealing with today? Like he's, he or she is the first one to throw the word shit in there. So, in the whole process of being self-aware and just growth, I do think that while I'm here for the eye rolling, I do think we still need to be a little bit conscious of just certain scenarios and situations. And I am a huge person on that for the simple fact that I think it impacts your growth and impacts not just your self-growth, but your growth in different spaces and how people value you or how people see you or perceive you.
How often they want to be around you.
And how often want to be around you. And whether that be on a personal level or even for us as creatives, we're here in a space where you would think having microphones, we could just say whatever the fuck we want, and we can. But there's still going to be out people in this industry who are going to be like, no, I don't know if I want that dose. I don't know if I want that glass of wine. They're gonna be some people who are going to look at us like, and they won't be so welcoming. So this is really why I wanted to shine light on these two topics, these two areas of the spectrum with attitude and behavior. And it all did get triggered. And I'm going to say the word trigger because I was triggered. It was very much so reflective for me because of Keisha, because of that Verzuz. Because we saw two different people, and I'm not gonna lie. The first thing I said was, "Damn, is that how people fucking see me? Like, if I'm having a bad fucking morning and I show up like that, like it's that, or when I get home, the first thing I get met at the door is, how was work, mom? How was your day, Daisy?" And it's like, do I really want to fucking talk? Like, but I can't say the wrong thing because I hurt my son's feelings. He's like, all right, fine, you're having a bad day. Or like my mom would just come out.
Fault or anybody.
And it's not, right? Yeah. It's not. And so like to the essence of us being humans though, I want to give that benefit of the doubt, but at the same token, I do want to advocate for just the self-awareness for everyone to just practice that. And, clearing this conversation, Rima has been able to share some of the things that have been working for her, some of the things that have worked for her throughout the years in different scenarios.
Become a part of like daily affirmations.
Yes, absolutely. Like yeah, absolutely. Like I wish Keisha would have meditated. Like meditation helps me.
And she should have like communicated that she wasn't really feeling it. Maybe Ashanti could have stepped to the side. They could have had a conversation. Like you said, like just be open and willing to like correct it before it gets too out of hand. Because she said she was there. That's another thing that I saw a clip of. She was on live talking to somebody. She said she was there. She didn't want to come out because technical difficulties. Cool. Could you let the people know that?
But let the people know.
Because we don't want shitty audio. Right.
You could have said, guys, we're just fixing this stuff. Like, I'm here. You know what I mean? There's so many things she could have done.
So many.
To her fans. There was so much she could have done. And that's that goes also with the concept of showing up and showing out, getting the work done, right? Like exactly. you still got to perform your best no matter what.
Muscling through it. Yep.
Right.
And I get it. Everybody's human. You make mistakes. She issued an apology. Cool. But in that moment, and I think the apology came 2 days later, in that moment, we would have appreciated something as well.
It didn't even mean anything at that point, to be honest. It really didn't. I'm going to be honest. It really didn't. It didn't impact me. It just didn't. Plus, I'm already a little bit upset at her because of her. I had a reflective moment. I'm here being fucking hard on myself. Like, all right, so we're going to go into the overdose. And this is usually where we can go on a raw rant on something that pissed us off or maybe had us on a good fucking vibe. So, Miss Rima, is there anything you would want to just, share off the top of your mind or experience or anything that fucking happened with my listeners? Anything you want to let go or let out?
Something good or bad?
Anything, yeah.
Okay. Yesterday we celebrated my dad's birthday. His birthday was Monday.
Yes.
And I always enjoy being with my parents, my family. So we had dinner. My dad bought these tabletop games, like a mini pool, foosball, like darts and everything. And we just sat around drinking, having a good old fucking time. And that always makes me happy being around them and doing
Oh.
stuff. And not just like just doing regular shit. Like, who knew that he was gonna buy this shit from Walmart and we were just gonna be playing these fucking games outside of the normal like Uno or Monopoly shit. Like,
Wait, he didn't tell y'all? Like, y'all didn't know this was part of his
no,
plan?
he randomly put on his little jacket and got his car keys. I'm like, where you going? He's like, oh, gotta get something out the car. And he just came in with all this stuff. It was nice.
Oh, you see, damn, now that makes me want to go to Target and buy a board game or something. I got Uno cards, but then my son be getting mad competitive and like,
And everybody don't play Uno right.
oh my God, my brothers are the worst. They always change the fucking rules. They're the fucking worst.
I don't like that.
And it's always to their benefit. I don't even care.
Right.
I swear they're cheaters. I don't care. It's interesting you mentioned was it a foosball or was it like a pool table, like because I thought I saw it on your social
Yeah, it was
media.
a mini pool table.
Like a
He
mini
had a
pool
foosball,
table.
but that shit was hard to put together. So he said he was gonna do that.
Okay.
So, but yeah,
That sounds so creative. And you know what? Shout out to your pops because just today I was thinking, what can we do for my son's birthday? Because it's probably going to have to be like a quarantine version,
yeah.
with limited people. And, we do mom and son painting. We haven't done it in a long time. And this just gave me a good idea. Maybe I could get certain things like that because if he could at least invite 2 or 3 friends and just with my 2 nephews, like that is so dope. Okay. So thank you for sharing that. Shout out to your pops. That's so interesting. I like that. I definitely want to just shine some light on something, and this might be more applicable to my New York City folks, but anybody who's on public transportation or trains, right? Yeah. So I have to admit and recognize that not everybody likes to wear a mask. And I'm not sure if you've seen that, Rima. I'm not sure how it is around you, but especially on the train. And in light of wearing a mask and my eyes being expressive and my eye rolling is not up to par, I've been on the train, especially this week, and they've been a little crowded. And I met up with one of my good friends, and we're wearing our mask. And this person sitting next to us, she was it a she? She was a she, but she was wearing a mask. The other person was not. She had her mask on, and she coughed.
She coughed in her mask.
In her mask. But because we didn't Rima's giving the side eye. But because we didn't see that it was her, we thought it was the guy without the mask. Oh. And so here we are with mask on, a reenactment of my eyes. And I'm probably gonna have to do a clip of this so my followers and my listeners can see this. This was it, and I was like and my ace too, she's like, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then we both started moving this way. And then the girl who coughed, but she coughed in her mask, she got a little offended.
Oh, poor thing.
But we didn't move because of her. I thought the cough came out of the gentleman without the mask who was like there, but we really couldn't see.
Right.
And then we realized, and I say that to say, with the concept of just self-awareness too, like I'm aware I'm not going to be able to force everybody on a fucking train or on a fucking bus to wear a fucking mask. I realize that there are signs everywhere.
At this point, you really... Yeah, you shouldn't even fucking have to.
But Rima, there's still people who are not wearing masks, and they don't care that it's a crowded train. They don't care that they're on top of each other with people. It's a rant on something good at the fact that there are a lot of people who are still very conscious and self-aware that we are still in times where we should probably be very cautious and try our best to keep safe, right?
Right.
Because at the end of the day, I have a job and I have to make it to my job. I have a child to provide for. I have a household to provide for. Thank God, because there are so many people who don't have that, right?
Exactly.
But at the same token, it's like, this shit is not fake. It's fucking real. There are people still passing away from it. There are so many cases still hiking up. And so if you're not going to wear the mask, if you're choosing not to, then please don't get offended when people just step away from you.
Right.
Don't catch an attitude. Don't do your little eye rolling. Don't, because at that point, it's like, be self-aware yourself. Be cautious of how you're reacting.
Right.
Because I didn't give you an eye roll. I didn't suck my teeth like I normally fucking would, to be quite honest. Like I normally be like, this motherfucker's not wearing a mask, Like I'm not doing that. I'm trying to, like, times are very tense. Anybody who's from New York City, Put it in the comments, DM me, email me, put it in the review. Like, tell me I'm lying. Where's the lie? This is what the fuck we see here. So I don't have time to argue. Time and a place. Right. I don't have time to do that. So for
if you
anybody,
did that, you'll be arguing with every fucking body.
Like, I don't have time. Damn it, Rima. All right, I wasn't trying to pull no becoming one of them preachers with a Bible on a train talking about wear your mask. Like, that's not me. I'm not gonna do that. All right. No. Any last words from my listeners? Anything else you want to share?
No, I'm just happy to have done this. This was great. I appreciate you wanting me to be on here.
Yes, and Rima's gonna come back because we're always gonna have something to fucking talk about. That's just how it goes here. Always. Do you want to tell my listeners where they can find you and the pod?
Yes. So you can follow my personal page on Instagram. It's RimaBabyy with an underscore. RimaBabyy. The baby has 2 Y's. Don't ask me why I did that. I started that shit.
Not the baby. It's just RimaBabyy.
Just RimaBabyy. Yeah. See, he got that for me. And you can follow the crew page, WineDown Crew Pod. Yeah, that's where you can find us. We're on Instagram and Facebook. We tried to do Twitter, but
I suck.
Yeah, I only use my personal one like every so often. I used it for when I was talking shit about the Verzuz, and then I got off. Like, I use it as words.
She said I was totally talking shit. You was a Twitter troll. You was a Twitter troll that night, wasn't you?
I was so mad because I was pissed. Like, let me get this bitch together.
Like, this shit. Let me tweet. How many characters does a tweet take? I just still don't know it to this day.
Is it? I think it's 140, but I don't even know if they
upped
it or downed it. It's not.
I could never be a Twitter troll.
It was like one sentence and then go. One sentence and go. Because I'm not doing a paragraph. Because y'all gonna cut me off.
You know what? Let me not talk shit. Because any of my friends will tell you, Daisy's the fucking worst. She will tell you a story with 70 text messages. Because I send sentence by sentence. Oh.
Sometimes I prefer to read my messages like that. Because sometimes the paragraphs, they get too overwhelming.
Thank you, Rima. Rima gets me. Rima understands
I'm not fucking reading this.
Like, okay, so
give me the Cliff Notes version of this shit.
Rima understands me. Yo, I've been trying to do the paragraphs, right? And then I'll be like, because I gotta review it, because I gotta make sure I didn't like, autocorrect is a bitch. So I gotta go back and review.
Oh my God, yeah.
And then as I'm scrolling, because if I'm gonna tell you the story, imagine 70 different text messages. That's 70 sentences in a paragraph. And then I gotta like do an indent, or I gotta do an enter because I gotta do this grammatically correct, right?
Right.
I'm scrolling back, I'm looking at this shit, and then it's like, who the fuck wants to read this? I don't even want to read this shit. This is why I send 70 fucking messages.
Or I'll send a voice message. That's
when I gotta warn them to put their headphones on.
Well, they should already know what's coming.
I'm just saying.
Like, I'm sending a voice note. I don't feel like typing all this shit. Exactly.
Disclaimer. Have your fucking AirPods on. When I say woo, I gotta
room
tell you.
Right. You should already know.
You should know what's coming. Y'all, this was so much fun with Rima. Thank you so much for coming on my show and gracing this Raw Talk stage. We're going to call it a stage because we showed up to our Verzuz today. We showed the fuck out. Very happy. Not so
positive energy.
Happy. Ooh, let me stop.
Shanti definitely got my fucking vote after that shit.
She did. You guys already know this is another week and another episode on Double Dose of Raw Talk Podcast. I am your host, Misty, and you guys will tune in next week. Bye. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and we are streaming on all platforms. Check us out on Apple and Spotify, and don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review. Now let's talk about it.